Well, we're back at the old Layher farm. It's May 19th, 1990, and 9:30 on a Saturday morning with the sun out beautifully after a week of rain and cold. And we're ready for the Historical Society's Old Layher House preservation workshop that is getting ready to start off here any minute with some 20 craftsmen here to answer questions about how to repair, build, and renovate an old home. So right in front of us is the entry, the gazebo that was obtained by the Historical Society from the Pioneer High School building trades class here a couple weeks ago, and through the efforts of Bob Harrison and Russ Widmeyer and a number of others, we have now a ticket office for the preservation workshop. This is the last day in Preservation Week, National Preservation Week, that started on the 13th. Gene Bondi has been very cooperative in allowing us to use the house here at this stage of its repair. It's considered to be about 20% restored, and following the workshop, the Bondis will, Ted and Gene will continue the restoration of the home and make another landmark here on North Maple Road, just north of the high school. We hope that the Layher family will come by and tell us a few stories about the house. Bub Layher and John live close by here. Bub just up the road and John in Saline. There's Doug Patrick up on the roof putting the last half of the shingles on the gazebo and telling people how to do that ask a question. There's Russ Widmeyer and Virginia and Bob Harrison at Gazebo Central here. How's it going, Bob? That's Patricia over there, lending a helping hand. You think this is going to be a success, Robert?
It already is.
It's already a success. Hey, that's a positive statement if I ever heard one.
It really is.
Good.
We'll have to do this again in about 3 years when they finish it.
Okay, we'll come back and see what it looks like at the end, huh?
Yeah.
It's going to be beautiful.
It sure will.
Arnie, down from Gaylord?
Yes.
And
beautiful area. Saline is a tremendous historic area, and I really enjoyed
you're going to take back with you a lot of good thoughts about Saline, right?
Oh, yes.
We'll have people moving down here from Gaylord by the ton.
That's right.
Good.
I'm
Glad you're here.
praying for that parsonage in town. We'll see what happens.
You're after the St. Paul's parsonage.
That's right. That's right.
But you need a lot to put it on.
I need a lot, and I need a basement, with movers, and I need a lot of encouragement.
That's probably why it hasn't gone anywhere yet.
But it's worth the effort, believe me.
Yeah.
It is an outstanding house.
House much like this one, isn't it? And,
yes, only it's in almost moving condition by comparison.
somebody will see the value of that thing before long, and it's going to be a goner. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah. Well, glad you're here.
Thank you.
Hope you locate in Saline and not Chelsea.
Well, we'll see what happens. Hope it comes about.
Depends what you find, right?
That's right. Exactly.
Yeah. And we got the vendors here, Spear Realty and Materials Unlimited from Ypsilanti, Glidden Paint and Wallpaper, and Hartman Insurance, Mishkan. There's Sue Becker, our greeter, on the front porch taking a lunch break. If I come walking through the house, will you greet me? All right, here we come. Okay, here we come. We're going to go into the Preservation Workshop tour. Hi, Sue.
Hi.
I don't have a ticket. Is that all right?
No, you can't come in.
I can't come in?
Joe Wheely's in the front
You really
parlor.
take this job seriously, don't you? Okay.
Here, come on in.
Here we go. We're going to go right on in here to the living
This is
room.
a new member of our historical society.
Oh, good.
Gladys. I forgot your last name.
Sabaria.
Hi, Gladys. Very glad to meet you.
I've been
Wayne Clemens.
intending to join your society for a year and a half. I'm in the middle of a master's program in preservation at Eastern.
Oh, beautiful.
And I said I was going to do it, so I've decided to do
Hey,
it today.
well, this is a good way to start it. Right now, you know Joy Ely then too, right?
Do I know
Probably
who?
Joy Ely, Pineapple House. She just graduated from Eastern
she told
in
me
the
I
design.
met her in the fall. Interior design.
Interior
and I
design, right.
Talked to her in the fall. I was in at Christmas time and bought something from her shop and talked to her, and
Oh.
she was just getting ready to graduate, I think.
Yeah, she's very happy.
Oh, I think this.
What do you think?
Just a gem. But the best part of the whole house is the letter they found stuffed down in there. Someday when my house is an antique and somebody finds it, they're going to find stuff between the floorboards of my Jacobson's bill that I hid from my husband.
Jacobson.
Don't you think?
Apparently, I didn't get here until around 12:30. I guess because we had to set up down at the show. And I understand that there was a big crowd this morning.
Yeah, I talked to Will and I started parsing out, maybe found out what I was doing. I was doing it wrong, and maybe I was trying to do it right. So I found out afterwards, after I did it for them, that you break the bottom out, you break the bottom out loose and then put it back in again and drop the top one all the way down and break the top out, that you can, it'll slide right out. So it's real simple to take them out then, but I had already jimmied up about 2 or 3 windows upstairs. So now, with that new process, where they come out in one piece and you use them over again. You can't buy, I was telling this gentleman here, Louis, that you can't buy this, the old, you have to make them, because this is 7/8, and what you buy is 3/4 of them. So, but it works out.
Yeah, I also found out too late that I could have avoided the whole trouble with that, because in our case, instead of having the molding come out over the check stop on the outside, and those guys being set in, our check stops are on the outside. So we can hold the check stops up the same way as we could the inside stops, and then both sides of the window come out, and the parting strip, you don't have to worry about it at all. So that was a nice discovery to make, a little bit too late.
So you're getting a lot of takers, Joe, on your window spiel?
I found out there's a lot of people that are repairing windows or restoring old houses.
There's a lot to learn here, yeah.
We're, I found out some things too that even remodeling old houses, they said you can put drywall on the ceilings and have wet plastic put on it. I didn't know that either. And you get a real solid surface, and where the drywall is soft, if you bang a chair against it, well, it'll damage it.
Yeah.
You put wet plaster over the drywall, well, it'll solid up.
Yeah, I've even seen that you've got that, like plaster. If you've got the thickness of the moldings, you can go over with the drywall over that, and then the white plaster on top of that. And in fact, the drywall adds an incredible amount of insulation, and much more than you might suspect.
So yeah, I'm learning a lot too.
Never too late, huh?
No, that's right.
What are you going to do with this ceiling again?
Well, I talked to the gentleman and he said he'd recommend wet plastering.
Wet plastering, yeah.
Over the drywall.
Oh, that's what you just mentioned
Yeah.
up here, yeah.
And you
Okay.
don't have the nails or where the two meet and they put the tape on it, well, you won't have that. So
Yeah,
it'd be just like the sidewalls, because the sidewalls are all wet plaster.
all wet, sure. You getting any comments on your tool display here?
Oh, some, yeah.
That's something else, huh? How to build a barn in the old days, huh? It's all right.
I think the one that has a lot of interest is this one here, this old drill that bore holes into. This sits on top of the beam, and you can drill down, and then what they do is they take a chisel, a square chisel, and cut out this and mortise in the. And then after you drill it down, there's a little off the gear, you flick it over into the gear, and then you can back the it out. In other words, see now mesh up to the gear, and you can back pull your bit right out of the wood. But see, these drills are just wide enough that you can probably make three.
Is
You
that-
can drill different angles too by loosening up those windows. And you put that
That's for making both the peg hole and the square hole?
Well,
You drill,
you drill out this, you drill two holes out.
yeah,
Then you use this tool over here. There's a tool over here that cuts a square hole. This will cut a square hole.
I see. You drill first and then use that one.
And you square it out and mortise it in.
Or that drill's the right size for the peg. If you want to just drive a peg in with that
Well, then you
hammer.
then there's a hole on the side here. See, after you put this is where grease went in. And then you drill a hole on the side and you drive the wood peg and it'll lock this piece into the beam.
Okay. You use that big wooden hammer to drive the pegs in there, huh? All right. Things that very few people know about, right? These
Primitive
days.
tools, and they've modified them to, but they're still, principle is still there.
Yep.
Those old windows are a pain
I took them
because
all apart and redoweled them.
You have to put the rolls and everything in them?
I still got a lot of them to go yet. They're getting solid now, and the hardest part was
Carriage barn would be one of the houses. But then there was also a loop that came and went down the side of the house. And they would, those were where they alighted from the carriages. There's one here at the back, and there's one here at the front.
And we just came up the back stairs, and golly, there's a mouse caught in the trap, just like in the old days. And here we're right outside of Bub and John's room, the boys' room. Me and Bub had wallpaper with airplanes on it because he was flight instructor and flew a lot of airplanes. Bathroom has just been recently renovated and with a new wallpaper and the new shower door. Oh, there. Who's the bear over there? Does that have significance?
Not sure. The restoration there.
Yeah.
If you will, after he makes it on screen TV, right?
There you go. Lots of work in there to do. And here we got some of the contrast between the old and the new. The old floor and the new floor. Here we are in the front bedroom upstairs. And the middle bedroom upstairs, or Ma's room. With a nice southern exposure, we can look down on the tents and the gazebo. And we'll go on down the front stairs to end the inside tour back to the front door. These are some large pieces of slate, according to Gene Bondi, that were found under the old granary that we saw earlier in the video, that sat about right there with a stone base and wood structure above that was removed just before the barns were removed. Looking now where the barns were, this is Mr. Menifee's exhibit here, where he's displaying stonework and how to cut stone. We're looking here at the house and admiring the amount of work that's gone into scraping already, and how much more scraping is going to have to be done before the final painting takes place. And on the back porch is the food tent. Vera.
Hey.
Good to see you. There's Vera right over there.
Vera. See Vera.
Yeah.
Oh, look, man.
Vera's back. Where have you been, Vera?
It seems that the second Wednesday I run into everything strange except you guys.
Now make it good.
Yeah, you make it good. Oh, now
We're going to play this at the next meeting.
Don't you dare.
Now, you're not
That's my
supposed to play with
story,
your
and I'll
toys
sit
here.
All right, Babel.
Knock
Dory
it off.
Babel here is
Knock it off.
just back from another vacation. Everybody's just back from somewhere.
Yes.
And then there's Eric Grossman. He's on. We hope he's on his way somewhere.
We take the picture.
Oh, there he is. Eric. Why don't you use the historic one, Eric? Oh. Eric won't. Oh, he's going to use the modern facilities. We're all spoiled.
Oh, thank you very much.
It's lovely. I'll bet you were smiling for 2 days.
There's Katie over there.
We got the
Hi, Katie. Mr. Menifee is consulting.
Worked on the Webster
rafter house. I mean,
that right?
we slaved to get like dogs on the west.
I bet. Yeah, that was the same time we were scraping paint at our house.
Yeah.
Keep it down, Eric.
Make it louder.
I can't understand why you didn't use the historic bathroom instead of the new modern facilities.
Yeah, the other one, the old one has a window in it.
Right.
We could have looked in.
Is there a catalog in there, Eric? Here he comes.
Actually, Wayne, you should have got me coming out of the other one.
Yeah. Was there an 1878 Sears catalog in there?
Yes, it's a rough bound issue.
All right, that's more like a historian there.
Oh, up top. Look
Watch out for the raccoons.
Looks like it's
What?
latched up.
Watch out for the roof. Watch out for the whole thing. I think there needs to be some restoration work done there. Well, that'll be
It's filled to the rafters.
it's pretty solid, eh? You think that's worthy of moving to the depot heritage site?
Well, actually, I think it would end up on the four corners every Halloween and every graduation.
Okay, you got it. All right. Well, there's the back of the house, folks. Looks a lot like the front of the house, only it's not quite as ornate.
Opulent.
Opulent?
Yes. We use these old kind of words.
I see.
Welcome to the Layher Bounty
We
House.
have a historic group going through here now, the Layher family, who lived in the house. Hi. Glad you're here. Tell us who you are before you go in. It's all right, just your name, your first name, that's all right.
Gretchen.
Hi, Gretchen. Okay, good. Go ahead. You're excused.
We're Bob and Alice Bailey. His mother was Lorena Sneering, was born in the house.
Your mother was Lorena. How about that? Very good.
I'm Elaine Layher.
Elaine Layher,
John's wife.
Don's wife. You live right up here. Where do you
We
live?
live there. She lives there.
Okay, right. Hi.
I'm Marge Layher. I'm Rudy's wife.
There you go.
Rudy Layher. Better known as Bob.
Bob, and live
We
down the
right
road.
up our farm is right up here and across the road.
Right on.
I'm Susan Layher, and I'm married to the younger Rudy.
Okay.
I'm Betty Sneering Dively, and I was born there.
You were born in the house, huh?
Right.
And your mother and father were
Julius Sneering.
Julius, right.
And Laura.
All right, okay. Thank you, Betty.
Nice to be here.
All right. All right. They haven't been in the front door of that house in quite a while, they say. They always went in the back door.
Ed Olber.
You remember him?
Yes, I remember Ed
He
Olber.
was
He lived right along there. I thought he lived in the one on the corner I used to call the canner.
What's going on, Wayne, over there with the big projector?
Better watch what you're saying here.
Maybe Wayne can help.
Very interesting conversation. And your names first, right? You're the security people for the Preservation Home Tour. Who are you?
My name is Tony Gressick. I'm Craig Saunders.
Greg?
Craig
Craig? What's your last name?
Saunders.
Saunders, okay.
And we go to Saline High School, and we're Saline Police Cadets.
Uh-huh.
Basically, we do crowd control or traffic, parking, and this sort of stuff.
Do you work for the police department or through the school?
Well, it's through the Boy Scouts of America, and it's Explorer program.
I
and
see.
So the police department sponsors it. And this is a 800 megahertz radio that we talk to the station, and
You can call the station right down the road
Yeah.
here? If something, you had an accident out here or something, you could call
Or to
the
check in or
emergency
do
people in
anything.
or
Yeah.
the ambulance or whatever, huh?
right.
Gee, that's great. How often do you work at this? On special events once a month or?
Well, we're sort of we're always the cadets, and then whenever somebody needs something, or if there's a parade or like Mr. Harrison has one of these,
Yeah,
that's when we do the stuff.
okay, good.
just work whenever.
Do you want to be a police when you grow up or not necessarily? You're trying to figure that out now, huh?
I'm not really going to. I want to sort of be an engineer
Oh,
in
good.
the Air Force.
Oh, good.
Why don't you?
for police work?
Yeah.
Are you? Good. What grades are you in now?
We're freshmen.
You're a freshman in Saline High?
Right. Yes.
Very nice. Well, thanks a lot for coming by and helping us out, okay? And
Yep.
Mr. Harrison appreciates that. I know. We all do. Thank you. Now we're with John here from Glidden Paints in Ann Arbor, one of the craftsmen here helping us today. And John's got some, historic colors there that would apply to a house like this, eh, John?
Yeah, these are some of the common historic colors used in different parts of the country over the years, from the Southwest, the East, the Midwest.
Right.
Kind of a selection that have been used. There are an awful lot more, but...
Are those latex or oil, or what are those?
These can be made in latex flat, low sheen, gloss, and also oil gloss.
Yeah.
For trim and whatever.
So the colors are kind of muted and they're not that
Right.
type of color there.
Right.
It's,
There's also a lot of bold colors that were used, but that you're getting more into the decorator, designer type things, which the normal homeowner isn't quite as good at picking. The muted ones tend to go well with each other, and so you're much better off when you're doing it yourself.
So your company specializes in part of it in this kind of thing, this
Part of our retail
restoration.
division, yeah.
Great. Well, thanks a lot for coming over today, and
Thank you for having me.
there's a real challenge over here on this house. There's no doubt about it.
That there is, but they seem to be doing real well.
It's important to get rid of all that that paint that's loose on there, right?
All the loose paint, which they've done a real good job of scraping.
Then they got to prime the thing and then final coat it, huh?
Yep, prime it probably with a latex primer and then top coat it with a latex.
Okay. Well, they'll probably do a lot of studying on that before they get to the final colors and final methods.
Yes, they should. If they probably have already from looking at their storm windows that they had put in.
There you go. They've got a color picked, haven't they, already?
Yeah, an accent at least.
Yeah. Well, that's a fun thing about a Victorian house. You can just kind of go wild with colors, can't you?
Oh yeah. And if you go too wild, your neighbors will tell you about it.
As we see by your chart there, right?
That's right.
All right. Then we have the new owners and the previous owners. Mrs. Layher, Mrs. Layher, Mrs. Bondi.
I think that I hired